You're right.
Yeah, I'm just tucking myself in.
Oh, good. Right, OK. Nigel Evans is here, the Conservative MP. Now, well, you've just been over there. What's the atmosphere like this morning? Is something going on?
I think there is. There clearly are people during business questions where the Leader of the House normally tells you what's going on, and mostly all we know about tomorrow is it's called Friday. Other than that...
And you're working, which is a bit of a shock to the system,
all back, that's
yeah.
right. We weren't due to be in on a Friday, so everybody's had to change their plans, including, of course, the staff at the House of Commons, because extra staff will now have to be brought in. So it's a big thing to sit on a Friday when you're not expected to. And so we can...
Can you hear around the country everybody going, ah? Because I suspect they're not.
No, they're not. They're not. But what they want us to do, and I know because I've spoken to my constituents, is just say, get on with it, Nigel, and that's what we might see tomorrow.
So this suspicion that the Prime Minister, to get her deal through in some way or another, will separate the withdrawal part of it from the future arrangements part of it.
Yeah.
Is that a goer?
Well, what it does is it may be enough to be able to get it onto the floor. Don't forget, it has to get past the Speaker. And part of the problem under the old arrangements is that he has ruled out a third go.
You're a former Deputy Speaker.
Yes.
I mean, is he playing fair?
Well, let's just say a number of people are saying that the standing orders have been changed somewhat to favour those who want to frustrate or dilute the Brexit legislation the government has brought forward. And so there is a bit of nervousness that they're not just fighting the Remainers who are sitting on the other side in the main, although some on our side too, but also that they have to get things past the chair. And I think that's what the government ministers have been doing this morning. They were in very early, they've had meetings with the Speaker to try and fish out from him what is acceptable and what's not. And then I think what you're going to see later tonight is a business statement from Andrea Leadsom, the Leader of the House, detailing exactly what we will be doing tomorrow. And it may well be that there's a separation between the political declaration and the withdrawal agreement, which means we can then start the business of getting forward to what we need to do, which is get to May the 22nd.
You say that, but if the withdrawal agreement is separated, the issue of the Irish backstop, the hard border between Northern Ireland and Ireland, will not be resolved. And as far as we are being told, the DUP are not even talking at the moment.
Well, I talked to a minister 10 minutes ago who said they are talking to officials and other people there. So there is talks going on. I mean, I spoke to the DUP last night, and you're right, Simon, they weren't for budging. Even the ones that I call reasonable were digging their heels in. And we do need them on board to try and win the smaller group, now much smaller group, of Conservatives who are not wanting to back this either. It was significant yesterday. A number of things happened. Boris Johnson, the arch-Brexiteer, announced that he, through gritted teeth, was now going to support the deal. Jacob Rees-Mogg, chairman of the ERG, announced yesterday he was going to support the deal. So it's coming
with an apology.
Yeah, with an apology. And I think all of us are looking at the hierarchy of choices that we've got in front of us. And what we know with what came closest to winning the no, 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 no times 8 declarations yesterday was a permanent customs union, which will stop us from doing the free trade deals that we want to do. It'll our borders will not be.
So you are feeling Brexit slipping away. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
The choices for people, and that's what it is. Now, do you want the Prime Minister's deal, which everybody says isn't perfect, or do you want something a lot worse? Some people are still thinking that somehow or other they can hold their noses, and by the time April the 12th comes, we leave without a deal. Well, that was permanently taken off the table when the Prime Minister said only Parliament can do that. And yesterday, Parliament voted not to do that by a big margin. I think it was 160 to 400. So I believe that the choices for a lot of my friends in the ERG is, are you going to go with this deal which you can then get to the next stages, which is the future trading relationships, or are you going to have something else foisted upon you, which is even more unpalatable? And that's something for as
but
well.
Isn't that the argument for the DUP as well?
No, theirs is a different one. Because they abstained on a couple of those motions last night on Norway and Customs Union. They abstained. They've got a hierarchy not of choices but of risks. And is it more riskier for them to basically so destabilise the government that the only way out is a general election? If Jeremy Corbyn won that, where would the DUP in Northern Ireland be there? And so the hierarchy of risks for them is somewhat different. They have the final card, of course, Simon. whenever they are frightened that somehow or other the government's going to let them down or betray them, they are the umbilical cord by which the government governs. And if the government ever lets them down, they can pull the rug at any stage.
There's an if there, and it's quite a big if. That's if it's this government.
Well, it will be this government. But what we do know from yesterday when Theresa May addressed the 22 is that you've got there now a leader. She's the leader of a nation now because she's already announced that she is going to go from leading the party. And this is a Prime Minister who wants to leave a legacy. She's now looking at perhaps just a few more weeks left in Downing Street. She will want to leave number 10, at least with the achievement of having delivered for the British people what they voted for in June of 2016.
I'm out of time. Out of 10, what are her chances of getting just a withdrawal deal through tomorrow?
Higher, I would say probably 6 to 7. If the DUP come on side, 10.
Nigel?
Thank you.
We'll talk tomorrow. Thank you very much. Nigel Evans there.